Hello, you guys. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I'm about to do an IG live / podcast recording on emotional mastery and energetic tools. And I have a call in 30 minutes, so I'm going to get fucking to it. I'm going to get right started. I love to have a good chit chat on my podcast, but I do have a call with my team in 30 minutes. So we're going to dive right in. Let me press record. If you're here with me live, say hello. If you're catching this on the replay, you already know what to do. Give me a hashtag replay. Record. Microphone is in. Record to this computer. No. Yes. No.
Recording in progress.
What's up, my love? Welcome back to the Big Dreamers Bible podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Jane, and today is a solo episode, and we are going to be diving into a really fun topic / my obsession, emotional mastery and energetic tools. This is basically another way of me saying success energetics, okay? This is the shit I am obsessed with. This is the shit I geek out with. I geek out about while no one's watching. Like, you should hear some of the voice notes I've been sending my mentor lately. Like, it's all on like these deep, energetic undercurrents, slight delusion shifts in the way that I like see things or tweak things or show things or move through things. And I just am obsessed with it. So I wanted to bring it to the podcast and share my 3 main energetic tools that really help me anchor down into emotional mastery anytime I'm navigating something challenging, anytime I'm navigating the unknown, anytime I'm navigating just something that could rock me, that could make me wobble, that could make me second guess, that could make me wonder, that could make me feel unsure, could make me lose that certainty, lose that confidence. This is the shit I come back to again and again and again to strengthen my ability to be able to hold my vision in who I want to be, the business I want to build, the life that I want to have, and ultimately, the most important thing, elevate my frequency to match that as much as possible on the reg, okay? On the reg, on the regular. So anyway, that is what you're in for today. But before we dive in, a little recap of just life, biz, and everything in between. The first thing is that you probably haven't noticed, maybe you have, but I noticed right before I pressed record on this live that I was like, I'm wearing the same outfit that I wore in the last live on the last podcast. And I want to tell you, I bought these 2 sets and they are a black set and a gray set. And it's literally just like a little top with like little blacks, like little sport shorts. And they are so comfortable. It's like butter. Like they're just like so comfy and I literally can't stop wearing them. It's exactly like my perfect summer fit. So I was like, okay, I need to go buy more in every single color, because I'm wearing the black and gray literally on repeat every call around the house. So I was like, I need to buy more, which made me think, and I wanted to ask you guys, do you want me to link these things that I'm obsessed with? Because I am finding some really cute things these days. And obviously I've been sharing like the jewelry that I wear, but like this set and the gray one, like if you want me to start linking things, if you would love to know like where I'm getting this stuff and what it is and go check it out. And if you want to buy it, let me know, because I'm more than happy to not gatekeep around products, clothing items, jewelry, whatever it may be that I am in love with. And right now it is this black matching set that you will see me wearing all summer. So if you see me in the same outfit, this is why, and I'm not sorry about it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is July is coming to an end, and like, holy shit, this month, I swear, just flew by. It was a really big month. It was a really great month. It was a really spacious month. It was a really exciting month. It was a month of growth. It was a month of travel, fun. Just so many fun things happen in July. So many awesome things happen in July. And the biz is up leveling so fucking fast, you guys. Hence why I have a meeting with my team in 28 minutes to talk about some really important things on the back end, restructuring things on the back end, really in scaling mode. We are in scaling mode over here at Elevate 88 headquarters, aka my house. I love saying that. We are in scaling mode and it's really fun. It's really awesome. And it feels just so supportive to have the right people in your corner who are helping you just build a business that you're in love with. Like, what a dream. It was also a $15,000 week that I didn't even realize. I opened my Stripe account and I was like, oh my God, it was another $15,000 week this week. And this is becoming a normal. This is becoming a regular occurrence. This is becoming the new standard. And I like honestly just pinch myself every time I see things like that, because I remember like, and I've shared the story so many times, when I started really playing with energy and manifestation, it was when I first moved into my 1-bedroom apartment, my first ever apartment I lived in by myself when I was 25. And I knew I needed to make at least $600 a week, at least $600 a week. And that was pushing it. Like sometimes I would make no money in a week. And I was like, let me play with this energetic minimum of I will not make less than $600 a week. And that entire year, I didn't. And a lot of the weeks I would make more, depending if I was booked on like a big job. I would make $2,000 that week, or $1,500 that week, or $3,000 that week, depending on what job it was. And but there was a lot of weeks where I wasn't on big jobs, and I didn't go under $600 that week. There was so many moments too that I was like, it got to Friday. And I was like, I'm at $450. And then this happened multiple times, to the point that I was like, there's something to this energy shit, you know? Like, there's something here. And I was at $450 and I would be like, no, it has to. Like, I'm not available for any other option. Like, this is my minimum. Like, universe, figure it out. Bring in that 150. Bring in that 150. And then all of a sudden I would get like a gig that night, or one of my friends who's actually now my team, who I have a call with in 25 minutes, she would call me and be like, can you cover for me at this club that we used to dance at and do like an 80s show? It was so fun. It was so fucking easy. It was the easiest gig of my life. It was, if you've ever been in LA, it was called Break Room 86. It's still there. I still have friends that do it. I think they've upped the rate now, but at that time it was Break Room 86. I got $150 for about 2 hours of work. The only thing with Break Room, well, it was actually a great thing about Break Room, was it was at 11 p.m. at night. Like, that was our call time, 11 p.m. But we were in our cars driving home by like 12:45. Like, we were literally there for an hour and 45 minutes. We did 2 numbers that were about 4 minutes each. And it was only 3 girls. So me and 2 other girls. And they were like my best friends. And we would just have cocktails that we'd get for free because we were at the club and like we worked there. And then it was at a hotel. I don't know why the fuck I'm telling you this story, but let me just roll with it. It was at this hotel in downtown, or Koreatown, I think. And because it was at a hotel, they would give us like access to the pool, which was closed. So we would literally get there at 11 p.m., do our first set at 11:15 or something, like quickly put on our outfit, go out, perform for 4 minutes, come back in, grab a cocktail, go sit by the pool that's closed, and we'd literally stargaze and just look up at the stars, lay on the tanning beds at night with the pool and like the view of downtown, and just chat and talk shit and giggle and talk about boys and just talk about career, anything, literally just drink. I remember I'd always get pineapple tequila. I think tequila pineapple. I was like, I haven't gone to a club in a while. Okay, anyway, why the fuck am I telling you that story? My whole point is that I had this standard that I was like, I will never go under $600. And I never did. Because that gig would always pop up last minute when I needed the extra 150, and it was 150 on the dot, and it was on Friday nights. And every time I was $150 short, one of those 3 girls would call and be like, can you cover for me tonight? I don't think I can make it, or I have another job, or whatever it may be. And I was like, down, on my way. There's my 150. So I need to focus. The reason why I was telling you that story is because now I make $15,000 a week. And that's like pretty normal. That's pretty effortless. That's like recurring revenue for the most part, you know? And then obviously more some weeks when we're bringing in new sales and there's a launch going on or whatever it may be. And it's just fucking crazy how much how much can change, how much can grow and evolve when you upgrade your success energetics. Because again, I'm not a different version of me besides how I think and see myself. That's it. That's the most thing that is the most that has changed, is how I see myself, how I perceive life, how I perceive what's possible for me, how I navigate life, how I move in the in-between. How I move in the in-between has created different choices and decisions that get me different results and have taken me down a different path that I never thought I was going to go down. Grateful I'm here though. Grateful I'm fucking here. So anyway, that was like a random recap and a random story about July. Oh, and we also did the offer creation workshop, which was fucking fire. What's up, Jen? Jen was on the call. Jen loved it. I'm on my IG live, if you didn't know. And I've never gone that deep into behind the scenes of strategy in my business and how I've really built my business in this way. And it was so fun to sit down and really just open up and pull back the curtain and be like, this is how I do it. This is how the numbers add up. This is how the business is bringing in multiple 5 figures in recurring revenue every single month. And this is what we do here. And then showing them how to replicate that, but not just replicate it, because you don't have to do things my way. There is an abundance of ways that you can build your business and build it in alignment to your dream lifestyle and the offers that you want to create. And it was really cool to break down my process, but also show them how it's possible for them to do it their way. So that was fucking fire. And then now moving into August, I am just in a creative bubble right now. Like, I feel like I am just so in love with my business. I am just so in love with my life. I am just so like in this energy of like creativity and fun and playfulness. And I was like, what can be really fun and exciting to do in August? So I've decided to do a close friends series in August, meaning close friends on Instagram. And I was like, you know what? Let me share the behind the scenes on running a multi-6-figure business with a spacious schedule. Let me pull back the curtain and share even more in real time just to my close friends. And in this, like, what I'm going to talk about is obviously I'm going to share like behind the scenes of my life, my business, the way that I move, the way that I do things on a daily basis. But I'm also going to share energetic codes, mindset, how I'm building with aligned strategy. I'm going to talk to you about tangible things that will change your fucking life. So if you have not already DM'd me close friends on Instagram, you're going to want to be my close friends. Eleanor! Another SOG baddie in the house. You're going to want to DM me close friends, because when August begins, well, it's actually, I think August begins on Friday. On Monday, I'm going to open up my close friends and I'm going to start pulling back the curtain. And basically the vibe of this is like, hang out with me in my house, like backdoor vibes, like come in this way, you guys, let's like vibe out together. Let's talk. Let's have intimate conversations that can't happen publicly, or we don't want to have publicly sometimes. I want to be on your close friends. I am already. Done. Eleanor, you're on the list. So this is what we're going to be doing. And I think it's going to be so powerful to have this intimate space that's proximity, because proximity is power. This is what people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for, is this proximity to someone who is doing life in that way. So if you are ready to up level, if you want more money, more opportunities, more clients, more impact, and really want to get a taste of what life is like at that level and start vibing in that energy and having the behind the scenes look at life in that way, and also learning tips and tricks that I'm going to be giving to you, you're going to want to be my close friends. So DM me close friends on IG and I will add you to the list. I'll add you to the list. Everyone's welcome, by the way. Okay, so let's get to what I want to talk about today, which is emotional mastery and energetic tools. This is the love of my life. This is what I'm obsessed with. We understand this. This is success energetics. This is what I created SOD for. Because here's the thing, my clients, and most likely you listening to this, if you're not a client, the reason why you're attracted to me is because you're a high achiever. You are brilliant, skilled, talented, and probably brilliant, skilled, and talented in multiple industries. Like, a niche just doesn't fit for you. Putting yourself into a box just feels restrictive, because why limit your potential? Why cap the universe like with what you could do, be, and have, when you're good at many things, when you can expand yourself in so many different ways. So understanding for high achievers how to what's the word? A massive part of my work with my clients in SOD is helping them navigate the emotions and the drive mixed with the passion, mixed with the high determination that they have to succeed, how to handle that level of emotion and channel it in a way that creates quantum leaps. Because that level of an emotion and that level of intensity that you have toward your goal, that you have toward your dream, is not only rare, but it is I've said it like this before, it's your superpower, but it's also the kryptonite. And I know this because this is who I am as well. Having this level of drive, this level of self-belief, this level of willingness and readiness to prove to myself, to show myself what I'm capable of, and really just raise the bar for myself in my life because I know that I can. That level of drive is a superpower. It's why you will succeed. It's why you will create results that most people can't even fathom, right? And most people don't understand that. They don't understand that level of intensity behind it. They're like, you know, you hear people say certain things about the word high achiever, like downplay that, like that is a negative thing. Like that's our fucking superpower. That's the way we're doing life over here because we're capable of it. Like we can. And then the flip side of this is the kryptonite version of this high achieving energy, which is it can easily put you into this energy of I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not enough. I haven't done enough. I should be doing more. Comparison, competition. And this is the dark side, I guess, if you will, to this energy that really brings so much magic into our life. So my joy is understanding the energetics around this frequency, because this has been such a big part of my life and a big part of my journey. And what has, I don't want to say hurt me the most, but my biggest lessons in my career have come from not knowing how to handle that level of emotion at that level, right? So when I didn't book a job as a dancer, or when I wouldn't get something, or when I would go like a little too long without hitting a milestone, it would create such internal turmoil, wow, that would emotionally and energetically slow me the fuck down because it took me out of the game. And I didn't know how to process that. So what I'm going to share with you today is 3 energetic tools that will help you maintain and sustain your emotional mastery while you're navigating the path to extraordinary success and an extraordinary quality of life. Okay. So the first one we're going to dive into is the first 2 are questions that you're going to ask yourself. These are tools. Okay. Put them in your toolbox, put them in your back pocket, and whip them out anytime you need. The first tool, I talked about this in my email and on my stories the other day, is the question, how do I want to meet this moment? Now, there's a positive and a negative way. We can apply this sentence to positive and negative situations in our life, okay? So I'm going to show you how this works. How do I want to meet this moment is a question you're going to use to help you tap into the frequency of who you want to be when you are meeting a moment in your life. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you're navigating uncertainty, when you're navigating a challenging season, when you're navigating a bad day, when you're navigating a good day, when you're navigating a massive milestone, a big high, but then on the back end of that, you're like, can I sustain this? Can I keep this up? How am I going to keep this up? There's all of these different energies that we feel on this journey, depending on what we are seeing in our external reality. What you see in front of you and what you're experiencing, whether you're getting the signups you want, whether you've booked that job or not, whether you're feeling like you're making progress or not based off what you see, is going to determine how you feel about yourself. And if we do not have this ability to have emotional mastery and energetic stamina in these moments and these tools that I'm about to share with you, it can be very easy to take what we see at face value, create a blanket statement, throw it over the top and be like, well, it's not working. The masterclass was a failure. I didn't do that because I wasn't good enough, or whatever it may be. And that's not the case. So anytime you're navigating something challenging or anything unknown and it's scary and it's overwhelming and you can feel yourself tiptoeing to the dark side of a spiral down of, I don't know if I can do this. What if it doesn't work? I don't think it's going to work. Oh my God, I'm going to be a failure. Blah, 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 blah. And you're starting to spiral like that. Ask yourself, how do I want to meet this moment? You can meet this moment in 3 different energies: your old self, your current self, or your new self. Now, inside SOD, we talk a lot about old self and new self. But the reason why I'm adding in a third self is because in this moment, there's a current circumstance. There's current circumstances going on that you are responding to. And in this moment, so let's say something didn't go your way. Let's say you put on a free experience and it didn't convert, or you didn't get the signups that you wanted. How do you want to meet this moment? Do you want to meet this moment as old self, who may be in victim consciousness, who may have an identity and a story of everything wrong happens to me, I'm a failure, I've never done this, why did I think I could do this before, blah, 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 and narratives that your old self relate to? You can meet this moment with her. She can step forward and take over for you in this moment. Or you have another option, current self. You can look at your current bank account, your current clients, the current signups, and based off what you see in front of you, based off your external circumstances, choose to meet this moment as through the limited perspective of who you see yourself as today. from the limited perspective of who you see yourself as today, because tomorrow can change. Beyond the veil of this second is something we don't know. We don't know what's happening next second, next minute, next day, next week. You could have a client sign up your highest cash month happen tomorrow. You don't know that. So if you're meeting this moment through the limited perspective of only what you are viewing with your eyeballs, that is also a limited perspective. That's capping you and also going to create a specific type of energy to how you navigate that moment and how you choose to feel in that moment. Oh my God, for a second I was like, am I not recording? But I am. Whew. Then the third way we can meet this moment, which this is what we're going to do. Okay. This is who you're going to be. This is how you're going to do this. The third way you're going to meet this moment is by tapping into your future self, being who you want to be, tapping into the version of you who has already achieved this, who has already slayed this moment. She already knows the answers. She already has the life, the money, the bank account, the business, the clients, the opportunities, the lifestyle, the relationship. She has it all. Feel into her frequency and how do you want to meet this moment? Okay. The reason why this is so important, the reason why this is such a non-negotiable is because if you can tap into your future self, instantly you are going to feel your energy rise. You are going to feel yourself tap into an elevated frequency. At this elevated frequency, you are no longer a match to the emotions, thoughts, and feelings that you were feeling literally seconds ago. So when you are getting the information of like, okay, this didn't go my way, this isn't going well, it's going to create sadness, disappointment, frustration, upset, all this energy, right? If you're feeling like, okay, this is not going my way, this didn't go well, and this is making me feel, and you stay there, you're usually in old self or current self. Now, as soon as you tap into the future you, the one who already has, and the way that I do this is, how would I handle this if I was already a millionaire? How would I handle this if I already had X amount of money in my bank? How would I handle this if I already was living at this level of life? If I was navigating a business at this level, at this size, how would I handle this moment? And instantly when I feel into that, it's like my frequency shifts. The emotion of like victim or sadness or frustration or disappointment, all of a sudden just are not there. Like they're just not there. Why? Because they cannot exist on a new frequency. And this is how quickly things can change. Like that. Into my microphone. Okay, seconds, milliseconds, instantly. As soon as you shift your thought, you're going to have an emotional response to that new thought. And if you can get yourself to this new frequency, you're going to feel you're going to feel like an elevated version of self. Now, this is when you start seeing life through a different lens. Now, from that different lens, you make a different choice and a different decision. You're not as emotionally reactive. How you're responding and reacting to that moment is not how it was going to be or could have been if you stayed in an old self or current self energy or identity. So, how do I want to meet this moment is really important. This is a question I ask myself all the fucking time. Anytime I am experiencing something that I'm perceiving as negative, I'm like, how do I want to meet this moment? I can meet this moment in any energy I want. I have that much control and power over my life. How do I want to meet this moment? And I choose the one that is going to serve future self, serve me, serve the business, be best to support me. And that's how I fucking move. That's how I fucking move. Now, we can use this question in a positive circumstance too. So what I see happen, and you may have experienced this, if you've had inconsistent results, okay? If you hit milestones and then all of a sudden you're like, and I go now weeks, days, months without, I can't sustain results. If you're inconsistent with your results, it's because of this as well. When you hit your biggest milestone, when you have your highest cash month, when you hit a new level in your life, immediately after that, how do you meet that moment? Are you meeting that moment as old self, current self, or new self? Because what happens is I've seen high achievers do this so many times. I did this for a decade. You hit this milestone that you worked so hard to raise your frequency to manifest and align with. And as soon as it comes in, you take a big sigh of relief, you take your foot off the gas, and your energy shifts all the way back into old self. So in that moment, after you've hit that milestone and calibrated your frequency to that level, you hit this moment as old self. Old self steps forward and goes, I'll take it from here. And then your future you, who just got there, is new, right? We need to learn how to be her. We need to learn how to make that new level the new standard. And this is why I created School of Dreams. You make this new level of life the new normal. This is not a space where you come in and hit a milestone once and be like, oh, how do I do it again? This is where you have understanding on identity alignment, on energetic calibration, and aligned business strategy to be able to get you to your next level and sustain that shit. Because we get to make this a new normal. We get to set this as a new energetic tone that we live at. But that takes intentionality and being conscious with the way you're seeing yourself and your thoughts. Okay, so if we are not being conscious of how we are meeting this moment or who we are being when we meet this moment, we are easily going to just slip into a default setting, which is potentially old self. And then the results will start to reflect that. Things start to slow down. You go back into old patterns, you go back into old ways. And that's because in that moment, you met that moment as old self. So this goes for both negative, challenging situations, but also when you're popping the fuck off. Keep meeting that moment as future self. And that's not from a place of force, push, and struggle. That's an energetic calibration. That's anchoring into an identity. Okay? So this is an energetic tool to do that. An energetic tool to do that. Oh, I love this conversation so much. I love these conversations so fucking much. I hope you're enjoying this. Okay, the next energetic tool, and this is a staple in SOD. This is step 1 of a 4-step energetic flip sequence, okay? This energy flip sequence is going to save your life for the rest of your life. And if you're in SOD, you're going to know what it is. If you're not in SOD, you should join. You should fucking join. There's a lot of great things coming to that space. Perfect time to jump in. Step 1 of the 4-step energetic flip sequence I'm going to share with you here. This question will save your fucking life. Anytime you are navigating anything in your life, positive, negative, and anything in between, I want you to ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Because the way you're perceiving the moment is creating a narrative, which is creating emotion. The way you're perceiving this moment is based off old self, new self, or current self. What are you making this mean? What are you making this mean? Because that is not the ultimate truth. There is an abundance of ideas, ways that you can process this information. We can use this tool literally when we're at a traffic light or we're running late for work. If we're running late for work, we're making it mean we're running late. Someone says you're going to be mad. Why do I always do this? This is so fucking annoying. That car's annoying me. Blah, 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 blah. And now we're in we're in a frequency that is a match to more delays. But if you're in your car and you're getting all of these red lights and you can be like, what am I making this mean right now? And you can check in with yourself and be like, I'm making this mean I'm going to be late, which is going to drive me fucking crazy, which is going to ruin my day. Or you can be like, there's literally nothing I can do sitting at this red traffic light right now. So how can I change what I'm making this mean for me to support me in moving through this moment? You know what? I have no ability to lift my car up and move over this. So I'm going to put on music and I'm going to enjoy my drive, because when I get there is when I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there safely. And I don't know why, but this is working out for me. This is working out for me. Maybe there was something ahead that I wasn't supposed to run into. Maybe when I get there, I'm going to meet the person I was meant to see right at that moment. It was going to work out perfect. Regardless, what I'm going to make this mean right now is that this is happening for me. So I'm going to get comfy in my car because this is no big fucking deal. Life's supporting me right now. That's what I'm making it mean. Boom. Energy shift, completely different experience of your life in that moment. Of your fucking life in that moment. Do you know how life-changing this is? Okay? When you apply this to your life, nothing is going to feel the same. Everything is going to shift like this. Some more clicks for you guys, all right? What am I making this mean? Again, only step 1 of a fucking fire energy flip sequence that I give my SOD clients. Number 3, because I have a call in 2 minutes, which I'm probably going to be late for. So Chelsea, if you're seeing my live, I'm sorry. My team. Okay. Last one. Last energetic tool for emotional mastery. And this is really what I help you with and support you with long term inside the School of Dreams with all of the programs inside the vault. Inside the vault, you get access to programs that I have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn this information, plus spent a lifetime fucking making mistakes and learning the results. Now, in the vault, you can plug and play with whatever topic you want to dive into. Business, money, identity, confidence, strategies, manifestation, energetics, receiving principles, whatever you want to fuck with, there is it in the vault. And I'm continuing to add more and more so you are supported in this way. But this is a big part, what I'm going to tell you right now, this is a big part that I teach inside SOD and inside my main program called the School of Dreams program, that you get access to in the vault. This is like a big semester. There's like 5 modules that talk about how to create new foundational beliefs. And these foundational beliefs are your pillars of support in any unknown season of your life. This is it. This is what you're going to lean on. This is a non-negotiable. You have to raise your foundational beliefs of what you believe is true, like universal law vibes. This is what is true for you no matter what, okay? So one of mine is life is rigged in my favor. This is a foundational belief of mine. Life is rigged in my favor. No matter what is happening, whether it's good or bad, life's rigged in my favor. It's a foundational belief. I do not believe anything else. Life is rigged in my favor. So when something's going wrong, I actually lean in and go, okay, I see you. I wonder what this is about because life's rigged in my favor. This is working out for me. I don't even know how, but it is. So I'm going to anticipate all the ways this is going to benefit me. And this just happened on the weekend. There was a situation that happened on the weekend that really, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't ideal. And it annoyed me. And I went through my my energetic tools, but then lent on my foundational belief of life is rigged in my favor. And if this is happening for me, then how do I want to navigate this moment? And from that, it made me realize there's things that need to be upgraded on my back end and with my team. Boom. Contacted my team yesterday and was like, we need to have a meeting because I want you to help me do XYZ. We need to upgrade the way that we're running the business on the back end. I have a meeting with her, literally started a minute ago. I need to get off this fucking podcast. But this foundational belief led me to a solution fast as fuck, which was growth, which is helping my business, which is elevating my business, which is elevating the way that I'm showing up for my business, which is now upgraded my identity because life is rigged in my favor. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't be elevating my business on the back end in this way, which is going to support major scaling for me in my company. Like this is a big fucking hell yeah, we needed to do this. And I'm so glad that happened because it forced me to look this way and clean up some things on the back end. And now we're prepared, we're ready, and we are about to scale. And that wouldn't be the case if this didn't happen for me, but life's rigged in my favor. So of course this is happening for me. But can you see how I could have easily handled that situation in a very different energy, made it mean a whole different other story if I didn't have these energetic tools to navigate this unknown, this uncertainty, this situation, this whatever it may be, in an energy that supports who I want to be in the life I want to create and who I know I can be and what I know I'm capable of. This is success energetics. This is my obsession. This is what we do every day. These are the conversations we have every day in School of Dreams. So with all of this being said, I'm going to jump on my call with my team. If you love this, let me know. If you love this episode, slide in my DMs. Let me know your favorite part. Let me know what energetic tool really stood out for you. What one was really like an aha moment for you. And if you would like to join SOD, I would fucking love to have you. We are about to ramp up that space. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it like I've never brought it before for myself, for my own personal life, but also for every one of my clients inside my spaces. So it's a very fun, great time for you to jump in. And if you want details about it, DM me SOD and I'll share with you all the details. And also DM me close friends if you want to vibe out with me for the month of August. All right, you guys, I love you all. I'm off to my meeting. Bye. See you next week. Yay! We did it! I'm only 3 minutes late. Okay, love you guys. Bye!